Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our episode. So this is just a continuation on self-help, self-realization, and today we're going to talk on my favorite topic, self-realization, fully explained with its benefits. So the first point, we're going to touch on the core elements of self-realization. Then the second point, it will be the benefits of self-realization or the rewards which you get afterward. Then the third one, I'm going to give the practical example or methods of self-realization, how to do it step by step. I'll take you through. Then after that, I'm going to give a quick summary at the end, just as I usually do, to conclude every video at the end. Just to conclude every video, as you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, tighten your belt and let's begin our continuous episode on self-realization, my favorite subject, my favorite topic. This is like the final, really. In one of my quotes, I said, self-realization is the highest knowledge that one can seek in life. The rest are simply facts. Even if you know about the moon, the size of the sun, the size of the world, whether the world is flat or the flat earth, whether the earth is flat or not or round, it doesn't matter. All of those are simply facts. Some people used to think the sun used to go around the world. Some people used to think that the world used to go around the sun, and things like that. So all of those are facts, factual, which can change with time. Some people can prove them to be right. Other people can prove them to be wrong. So in short, nothing seems as it is. So when I'm talking about self-realization, it's all about dissolving the ego. When I'm talking about the ego, it's all about the limited self, the I, which you usually present yourself with. So some people confuse. You think that like you are the flesh with the skin, maybe the bones, maybe the blood which is flowing through. Maybe that's what people think. You're not a sack of flesh, bones, or blood. So it's all about cosmic consciousness. When I talk about cosmic consciousness, it's all about like universal or mind. The universe, cosmic, is like the universe, really. The overall mind in the universe, or God himself, the divine. So it's all about trying to find a deeper purpose of life. Deeper purpose of life. In that case, you're trying to detach yourself from all the worldly desires. Trying to detach yourself from all desires, all the associations of the body or the corporeal. That's all about trying to find your purpose. People keep asking, what is the purpose of my life? What is this? What I'm supposed to do? People are just doing the same things which others are doing, or what your grandfathers or fathers, great-grandfathers have done before. So it's all about going beyond the space and time concept. In that case, when you're talking about space and time, it's like the three-dimensional world, 3D world. In the case of self-realization, when we say some people think there are 11 dimensions, some people say 15, some people 14, so it's like all of the places. So in the case of self-realization, it's like moving from the corporeal world or physical world to the ether, really. You're going to the astral world or ether. In the case of ether, it's like 1 foot in the world and 1 foot in the spiritual world. It's like the fourth dimension or fifth dimension, going beyond the third dimension of space and time. So in the case of jinns or spirits, it doesn't matter. They can go through, maybe through the walls, through things like that, through dimensions, to think that there's no limits in the case of spirits. There's the same of self-realization, becoming one with the cosmic consciousness, one with the universal, which means be present everywhere, anywhere, at any place. Whenever you want to be at any place, you just think about it, and you are there in 1 second. So in that case, you're eliminating the concept of space and time. That's what our God is. So God is omnipresent, omnipotent, which means wherever you are hiding, wherever you are thinking about God, when you just think about God, is always there inside your heart. And some people said the kingdom of God or the throne of God is within you, inside the heart. Or God is closer to you than Uvanglo vein, like the Quran. So God is always present. God is not limited with the concept of space and time. That's all about self-realization. Going back to the roots, back to God, cosmic consciousness. So let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. Self-realization and benefits, including the methods, how to reach there, the promised land of inner peace or eternal freedom. So what is self-realization? We have to answer the philosophical question first to clear all the misunderstandings. So self-realization refers to the process of becoming aware of your true self. True self means the inner I, the true self, not the body, not the things which you see. Going beyond the ego, which means the small I, social conditions, can be titles maybe, and superficial layers of identity. The false layers which you have been identifying yourself with, you're going beyond all of those, going beyond all the societies and things like that, going beyond good and bad or good and evil, whatever people have been teaching you over and over. So in the case of good and evil, it's all about humanity, whether it is democracy, whether it is this. Imagine all the humanity, all the people vanishing in the world. We'll talk about good and evil. What is good is morality. So it's just a concept of people which have been adapting over and over as time goes. So in the old generations, the kingdom used to go to the strongest. But now we are being told to work smart and not hard, which means the smartest is the one who's going to get the kingdom, not the strongest, not the bodybuilders. It will be the one who's going beyond the physical to the mental level. Now imagine going from physical, mental level, surpassing the mental level and going to the spiritual level. So in the case if you achieve self-realization, meaning you're going to the spiritual level, you're above the one who's still depending on the mental level, the mind. You're above the one who's still depending on their physical strength or strongness. So in the case of a lion, it's not the strongest, it's not the fastest, it's not the tallest, it's not the smartest in the king or in the jungle, but it's still the king. It's all about the mindset. In this case, it is all about self-realization, knowing yourself. So in this case, it involves understanding your deeper purpose, spiritual essence as well, and inner truth. So in many spiritual traditions, self-realization is seen as the ultimate goal of human life. In many spiritual traditions, they think like once you achieve self-realization, you have reached to the promised land of inner peace, the promised land of freedom, liberty, which people keep crying day and night. I want like liberty, I want to be free, I want to do whatever I want to explore my free will, or freedom of speech, freedom of whatever expression as well. Whereas an individual transcends, in this case, an individual transcends or transmute, goes above the limited self, which is ego, and experience oneness with the universe or cosmic in this case, or higher consciousness. In this case, higher consciousness, there's a true I am. You're going beyond the ego, beyond the I, beyond the I am, which is the body. You think you're strong, that you are not the body, you are not you're not the flesh, you're not sack of bones or blood. You're going beyond that, which you have been taught to present yourself as. So self-realization isn't just about intellect, or in this case, intellect is all about being knowledgeable, understanding it, but involve profound experiential, which is like experiential practicality in this case, awareness, leading to inner peace, clarity, and freedom. In the case of clarity, trying to think straight instead of doubting duality. Is it right? Is this wrong? Is this good? Is this bad? In that case, you're still stuck in duality, between right and wrong, between good and evil, between pleasure and pain, between freedom, success and failure. It's all like duality, north and south, north pole and south. You try to transcend, really going beyond the polarity, beyond the duality, beyond good and evil. In this case, we want to get the freedom from the corporeal body itself, the freedom from the physical body, freedom from the matter. You want to go above the matter. In the case of scientists, they discover matter does not exist. Everything vibrates, everything moves, and nothing rests. In that case, even the things which seems to be physical, to be at the stationary, the atoms inside, or the molecules, the small molecules inside are vibrating. If they're vibrating, then it means everything has mind, which is in that case of the physical, or what we call matter. What is between matter and mind? Matter is also as mind, which means it's also spiritual, not only physical. But in our case, before our eyes, they appear to be as stationary, which means everything has to rot. Everything that is alive has to rot. Everything that is being, as soon as we're giving birth to, death is certain to everything that is living or that has been given birth to. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to explore our first point, the core elements of self-realization. What are the core elements? The first one is self-awareness, which is the element of self-realization. So the process starts with becoming conscious of your thoughts. Becoming conscious, which means becoming aware of your thoughts, which is all about the mind, which goes inside your head. Emotions as well, which is all associated with your heart. Emotions, actions, and motivations. In this case, motivations can act as your intentions, which you're going to take really. The intentions may become, you get motivated maybe from you. In this case, it's like the habit How do you get the habit? Whatever you keep repeating over and over, that's what will form your habit. Whatever you keep thinking, that's what you'll take action on. In this case, it's like the string and the willpower thing, like that. What give you the fuel of doing the action? So it requires introspection, in this case, inquiry and mindfulness to observe the patterns of the mind without identifying with them. Imagine like identifying, like trying to examine, observe the patterns of your mind, your thoughts, your ideas, whatever you call them, perceptions or concepts, without identifying yourself with your own perceptions or concepts which you form inside your head or your mind. So we have like perceptions, you have concepts, then from there, different concepts, you form an idea. So the second core element is detachment from the ego. In this case, the ego is a small I. So we say in the case of Sun Tzu, the case of the art of war. In the case of Sun Tzu, he said you have to appear big or strong when you're weak. You have to appear weak when you're strong. In the case of the small I, is the one which usually appear big when it usually is the smallest or the weakest. But the real I is hidden inside, appears small. That's why it is so hard trying to find yourself. It's like you lost yourself. Imagine a man trying to find himself. So in the case of detachment from the ego, which is small I or false I, in this case, false I am. So self-realization involves recognizing that the ego or the sense of I, in this case, shaped by social roles, past experience and desires. In this case, the case of the desires, I write about love, wealth, health, power, and knowledge. Wisdom is just the knowledge put into practice. Those are like the 5 main core desires which I believe every human being have to go through in life. So from a teenage, you're still worrying about love. Maybe 20, 30s, 25, you start worrying about more wealth instead of love. Love is no longer priority. After that, 40, 45, you start worrying about your health. Wealth is no longer a big priority in this case. After that, again, you start worrying about power and the community, having something to say. Or power, political power. It can be maybe social power, any kind of power. Power is neutral. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad. It depends on the person and the individual and the thoughts as well. That's how you can apply the power. Then after that, you start seeking for knowledge or wisdom. That's a wisdom comes with age, which means learning from all your past experiences. Then you apply that wisdom or the experiences which you've gone through, different scenarios, different situations. Then you try to avoid more problems in your old age. That's like the wisdom which comes from practical knowledge. So in that case, you're trying to remove all these desires, which is the sense of I shaped by social roles, past experiences, and desires. Is not your true self. You have to think, you have to say all of those are not your true self. Be it like the roles, social roles by community or society, past experiences or desires, all of those is not your true self. So by observing the ego, one learns to detach from its influence and experiences a deeper connection to their true nature, a deeper connection to yourself, really going deep inside, going beyond the physical. You're trying to look beyond the physical. Who am I? Am I just a flesh of bones? Am I just a sack of bones or flesh or blood which is flowing through? So who am I really? What is the beating inside my heart? Who am I? Where's the soul? In that case, the third element is the inner peace and the equanimity. The case of equanimity can be like calmness or composure, trying to find composure, or equilibrium, really trying to remove the pendulum swing from past, future, or from the pendulum swing. They say the swing to the right is equal to the swing to the left in the case of the Kabbalion. So in the case of inner peace and equanimity, it's like a key outcome of self-realization is achieving a state of inner peace inside your heart. Trying to find the peace, really. Not worrying about Monday, about weekends coming. You are happy maybe because just the weekend comes. Like a child of being given a sweet. Once the sweet finishes, again you start crying. A weekend, just 2 days, or let's say weekend start on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. When the weekend is over, again you start worrying. Oh, Monday's coming now. You start becoming worried, gloomy. You don't want to wake up, but who's forcing you to wake up in the first place? Or who's forcing you to be happy on the weekend in the first place? So in that case, you have like mood swings. Happy when it is weekend, sad again when the weekday comes, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if trying to achieve this state of inner peace, where external circumstances no longer disturb your mental or emotional balance. In the case of a mental, it's all about your mind, or emotion, which is your heart. You're trying to find the peace, or trying to find the communication, the connection between the head and the heart, the mind, and emotions, which is all the balance. So this equanimity arises from understanding that your true self is unaffected by temporary conditions like success, failure, pleasure, or pain. In the case of failure, that is like procrastination. When the weekends are over, you start procrastinating. In the case of failure, they say doubt kills more dreams than failure will ever do. In the case of doubt, instead of doubt, you can say procrastination. I said even business, when you're a procrastinator, when you don't know when to take the opportunity, then when you lack the ability to understand when the opportunity comes, then the opportunity will just go by. So you need the ability to see the opportunity. So opportunity without ability is still useless. Ability without opportunity is still useless in that case. So you have to cultivate your ability, which is all about self-realization, trying to find yourself. And when you find yourself, you go beyond the space and time. When you go beyond the space and time, you'll be able to identify all the opportunity. Even though there's no opportunity which will come in your path, you'll still be capable to create your own opportunities in that case, because you've got the ability, which is the first arm which you need in your present. So in the case of, we can be trying to go above the success and failure, pleasure, pain, or ups and downs. In this case, so I say the pendulum swing, try to transcend really transmutation, going beyond the ups and downs, the pendulum swings, trying to find equilibrium, or the swings to the right or left do not affect you in this case. So the fourth core of the core elements of self-realization is unity with the universal consciousness. In the case of universal consciousness, it can be like cosmic consciousness or supra-consciousness. In that case, we have like an instinctive mind, which is all about guessing, which is like perceptions. Or there's a subconsciousness mind, which is like the lowest mind. If an animal knows this is bad, if you touch fire, you have to remove your hand. That's like guessing, really. Even though the dog sees the lion, it still have to run away. Even though the dog have never seen the lion in his or her life, it still run away. So there's like the survival mind. After that, we have consciousness mind, which is all about doing the calculations now. No more guessing. You know 2 + 2 is always 4, but you cannot prove it. If you have 2 apples, you add 2 more apples, you have 4 apples. So that's like the truth which cannot be denied, which does not even need a proof. After that, then we have supra-consciousness. In the case of consciousness, there's like the reasoning side, the intellectual side. Then after that, you have the supra-consciousness mind, or supra-conscious mind, which is all about the cosmic consciousness, becoming one or unity with the cosmic or the universe in that case. So in the case of unity and universal consciousness or cosmic consciousness, many spiritual teachings like Hinduism, Buddhism, and mysticism describe self-realization as realizing that the individual self, or the Atma. In the case of Atma, in the video which I did on the Hinduism, Atma is the name of soul in Hinduism. So Atma, or soul, is connected to or one with the universal consciousness, or Brahma. There's a Brahma. In the case of Brahma, it's just like universal soul or mind, or the divine one. So the second point is like we're going to touch on the benefits now of self-realization. What are the benefits? What are the rewards of self-realization? Or what will you gain after pursuing self-realization? Or once you know yourself, once you realize who you are, what are the benefits? So the first one is inner peace and happiness. It's no longer the happiness swinging between weekends or Monday, weekends or weekdays. You have inner peace and happiness. It doesn't matter whether it is weekend, whether it is Monday, Tuesday, or Friday. You don't care any longer. You just accept everything. There's no longer swings like pendulum swing. Happy, sad, gloomy, success, failure, and things like that. Everything to you becomes one with the universe. Whatever comes into your way, you accept it. Whether it is success, whether it is failure, whether even failure loses its meaning. Even life or death loses their meaning, because the self has no beginning or end. So what is being born in this world is just the body, the physical body, but the soul is eternal. The soul has its source, which is the divine one, the creator. Can give it any name. Every language has been given different names, but since we say the names cannot be translated, maybe no one knows the name of the divine one. We just say the creator, the most high. That's all. Maybe it's not even the most high, because we're going beyond the space and time. In that case, we are moving high or low. There's no longer left or right or high or low. Everything becomes one single point. So the center, the center, like the circle, is like the most mysterious thing in this universe. So benefits is finding inner peace and happiness, which is like self-realized individuals find peace from within. in this case as within, so it's without. Whatever is within, inside, I have to reflect outside as well. In the case of the last video which I did, I said even the spots on the face, it's just indication that the body is not feeling well or there's something wrong inside. So whatever is wrong inside will also reflect outside on the physical, the corporeal body. If the body is fine, even the skin also will glow, will be nice. Maybe you'll feel more attractive, more magnetic. In the case of attraction, it's like the mind is electrical and the heart is magnetical. The sun is electrical, the moon is magnetical. So the sun is more masculine side, the moon is feminine side. The mind also might be the masculine, then the heart is feminine side, the love side. So in that case, as within, so it's without. Whatever is inside, I have to reflect it outside as well. I have to reflect outside. So no matter how long you hide it, it will still come outside for more people to see it. So in the case of Machiavelli, said the disease have to be cured when it is still inside. The physician have to look at the disease. So when it is still not visible to everyone to see, when the disease becomes visible for everyone to see, then the disease will become incurable. It will become hard to cure in that case. Whenever you're feeling bad, in that case, there's the best time to see the doctor, the physician. So in that case, you want to find peace from within, no longer relied on the external circumstances or achievements for happiness. So no longer rely on anything external, anything outside the body. They say the Savior is coming, this and that. 2,000 years, people are still waiting for the Savior, the Messiah, Mashiach, and as the Jew says, still waiting for Mashiach, and this and that. People are dying every day. So who's dying for whom? So no longer relying on any external circumstances or achievement in order to have your inner peace or happiness, the true happiness. So the inner serenity allows them to navigate life's challenges with calm and grace. In the case of them, I like the self-realized individuals. So in that case, you want to go beyond all the corporeal, beyond all the external influences. The second benefit is clear purpose and meaning, finding your purpose in life and meaning of your life. So once you become aware of your true self, your life gains clarity and purpose. Once you understand your true self, your life or yourself, you gain clarity and purpose. You understand your purpose in life, what you're supposed to do. Whether you've done it or whether you are on the path of doing it or whether you're in the wrong path. Now you understand, I'm actually in the wrong path. The train have to go back to the track, the right path. So you align your actions with your deeper values. In the case of value, focus on the value, not the price. Deeper values in the spiritual essence, leading to a more fulfilling existence. In the case of more fulfilling, it's like finding yourself freely, finding the equilibrium, the sweet spot, no longer swinging happy, sad, success, failure, and things like that. You're no longer affected by anything external, no longer seeking for approval of anyone. So the third benefit is freedom from fear and anxiety. No longer fear anything. Your mind is no longer troubled. Your heart is no longer pumping, fearing maybe this, maybe that. Anxiety maybe from the past memories, past experiences, actions, maybe from the future, thinking too much about the future, which makes us sometimes not focus in the present. We keep saying tomorrow, tomorrow, but every day is today. Tomorrow never comes. So today is like Tuesday, tomorrow it will be like Wednesday. When I'm tomorrow, I just call it today. I'll never call it tomorrow. So tomorrow is like the future, which will never come. So you have to, that's why you are told to enjoy the present moment, the now moment, to be present wherever you are, to be grounded. So freedom from fear and anxiety, by detaching from the ego, which is like the false I, one also detaches from the fears, anxieties, and the insecurities that arise from identifying with the mind and the body. In this case, you want to go beyond the mind and the body, which is like your thoughts and emotions. You go beyond them, because the thought and emotions keep swinging from right to left, right to left, like pendulum. You say like you have 1,000 thoughts a day. How can you manage all of them? Some of them are good, some of them bad, some of them suicidal, some of them this, some of them happy, some of them maybe bad memories, maybe good things which you're going to achieve in the future, but which you'll never achieve maybe. But some people are actually worrying about them. So in the case of Seneca, the philosopher Seneca said, the things which you worry about are many of them, like the problem which you worry about never even come, but they're the ones who make us lose our peace of mind. I'm like paraphrasing him really. So in that case, self-realization leads to a state of fearlessness. Once you realize yourself, you achieve this state of fearlessness. Your mind is at rest. Your heart also is at rest. You have to find a communication between the heart and the mind. As one understand that their true self is beyond physical limitations. Once you understand that your true self is beyond physical limitations. So in the case of the soul, I said the soul is like a seed, a tree trapped inside a seed. Imagine you have one seed, a small seed. The tree, you carry it with your 2 fingers like this, or 1 finger like this. But imagine once you plant that seed, the big tree will come there, which will give even shade. And when that seed gives more seeds, when that tree gives more seeds, it becomes like a forest. So they said the forest is inside one seed. Now imagine your soul is trapped inside, is trapped inside, like a tree is trapped inside a seed. So because you don't even know yourself, you don't know the capacity which you have inside the body, you think that you identify yourself with the body, but the soul is inside there. The golden part with the philosophy, like the philosopher's stone, which they are trying to find, turning the lead into gold. So the lead is your body, the gold is the soul inside. The golden part is the soul. Just giving the value for gold, and the body is like the lead, representation for lead. The soul is like the golden part, the precious thing inside which you have ignorant of. But once you find yourself, that's like the best thing which you're going to freedom from fear and anxieties. Once you understand yourself, your true self is beyond physical limitations. In this case, going beyond birth and death. So there will be no more reincarnation. So I said the soul is not giving birth to. The soul comes directly from the source. The body only is what giving birth, and whatever has beginning has to have an end. So in that case, we say God, or the Divine One, the Creator, has no beginning. Because if he has the beginning, he also has to have an end, expiration date. As humans, we have a beginning, 9 months in the womb. You're being given birth. Some people even die, like in maybe in the womb. Some people are like it directly when they're giving birth. But in your case, you have survived despite all the troubles against you. Despite all the odds, you've survived even to your age now. Maybe you're in the early 20s, mid-20s, 30s, 40, 50, 60. But once you get 70 or 80 again, so you start losing your teeth. Your hair, you go back to you like a baby again. Like a tree, when it is summertime, it blossom. But when it is autumn or winter, all the leaves also fall from the tree becomes again leafless. Just the trunk and the branches. So in that case, you improve. The 4th benefit is like improved relationships. Once you realize yourself, the benefit, you're going to improve all your relationships with others, socializing. So becoming welcoming, like welcoming others or other souls around you. So become really attractive or magnetic to other people, whether you're going to welcome them or themselves will come to you. So in the case of India, you'll see like a guru just sitting down meditating. Once he realizes himself, more people start coming to him again. More students bowing to him, to his feet, kissing his feet and things like that. Why they're kissing his feet? Because he become attractive, because he has realized himself. He no longer needs any teacher, he no longer needs any religion. It goes beyond religious. There's all about spirituality, going beyond religions. So when I say going beyond religion, God has no religion. Think about that. So if your God is a Christian, or your God is a Muslim, your God is a Hinduism, that means your God is just limited to that religion. Now imagine atheist. Who will be their God? But if God is religion, he has no religion. It doesn't matter if you are atheist, if you are Muslim, if you are Christian, Hindu, or Buddhist. God, you are all the creation of God. So God has no religion. Same as if you find yourself, become self-realized, you have no religion as well. You're going beyond the religions. That's all about spirituality. Once you understand it, you're no longer becoming like in religious services. You're going beyond all of that. You find God through your own practices. Taste and you shall see. Instead of being told whatever you hear, you just follow. You say, oh, I know now, I know this, I know that. But once you know one religion, you have to learn about the other one. So you're still limited in your own religion, your own sphere, or becoming closed, fixed-minded in one religion instead of just trying to explore all the religions. So if anyone is serious about spirituality, you have to explore all the religions first. Once you understand them, then you transcend. Then that is how you can transcend, go above them. That's why I started with my videos, doing the video on Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and then Hinduism. we only say 3 main religions. I like the 3 Abrahamic religions, so I did Hinduism as well, despite being the religions of thousands or millions of gods. Why I did it? Because I saw there's some benefit in it as well. So in this case, you're trying to transcend beyond your own beliefs. Instead of being fixed-minded, you become open-minded. And when you become open-minded, there's the first step of self-realization. God has no religion. Let that sink inside your mind. So in the case of a benefit as well, improve relationships. So self-realization fosters compassion, empathy, like compassion being feeling loved as well. What if you want for yourself, you have to do for others. What if you don't want for yourself, you cannot do for others. That's all about compassion. Empathy as well, putting yourself in the feet of others or in the shoes of others. And understanding toward others. So when understanding, not anything else, I say understanding, trying to understand them. You can only understand them when you put yourself inside their feet. What if they're going through? You have to understand that. You have to taste it. You have to experience it. That's all about understanding. So when you see yourself as interconnected with the world, your relationship become more harmonizes. Your relationships become more harmonious, really. Harmonious, which means you want to blend with others, as you no longer act out of ego-driven impulses or self-desires. Ego-driven impulses or self-desires. In the case of self-desires, in this case, we're trying to balance collectivism or going beyond capitalism. When I say collectivism is like sharing whatever. If you have 2 apples, you give to others. If you have 3 apples, you share two apples to others. To other 2 people, you remain with 1 apple. So that is the meaning of collectivism, which is communism. When we say capitalism, it's like you have 1 apple. You want to take the 2 apples from your friends. You want to have 3 apples, and your friends, while your friends are dying with hunger. So in that case, just a small example. So instead of saying 2 apples or 3 or things like that, we can just say some people now are billionaires. We have millionaires, and some people competing will become the first trillionaire in the world, while you have people dying with hunger, be it in Africa, Asia, even America, with homeless everywhere. So everywhere we have homeless. Imagine people dying with hunger. There's no proper food, no clean water, no this. And some people are competing. Will go to the moon. Will be the first trillionaire. Will go to the best beaches, private jets, and things like that. So in that case, there is like the mind of the capitalism. In the case of self-realization, you cannot focus on capitalism, which is all about gains and profits for yourself. It's all about collectivism, which is all about sharing is caring, socialism. So the 5th benefit is spiritual growth. So 5th benefit of self-realization is spiritual growth. So self-realization leads to spiritual awakening and growth. You awaken yourself spiritually. You understand yourself. You awaken the spirit or the soul inside you. Going beyond the physical, the corporeal, going beyond the mental, the mind. To awaken the spiritual or spiritual awakening and growth. And you're growing from there. You keep improving yourself. It deepens your connection to the divine, bringing about experiences of unity, bliss, which is like the eternal peace. Which is like eternal peace, which is all about bliss. You feel bliss, really blissful. It's like pure peace, pure freedom, and higher state of consciousness. That's all about spiritual growth. So the 3rd point, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give practical methods of self-realization, practical examples or daily examples of self-realization. How can you do it yourself? So the first one is meditation practice. Meditation is always the first one when it comes to find yourself. So it's like trying to calm your mind, trying to calm the body, the corporeal body. You want to be grounded first. That's like the first one. That's why I put the first one on the list. So meditation is a powerful tool for achieving self-realization by sitting in silence and observing. By sitting in silence and observing your thoughts, which is all about the mental, the mind, without attachment, you begin to see that your thoughts are not your true self. That's the mistake which we usually do. We identify ourselves with the thoughts, saying, "Oh, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling." Is it the body which is feeling sad, or just the thoughts inside your mind? Are you sad? Are you happy? Why are you identifying yourself with your thoughts? I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling. Is it the true I which is talking, or the false I, the small I? So in that case, when you stop identifying, when you see silent and observing your thoughts without any attachment, that's when you'll understand that your thoughts are not your true self, are not the true I, the true I am. So over time, meditation helps you connect with the silent awareness behind the mind. Going behind the silence, we want to reach that. The silence awareness behind the mind is like the eternal peace, really, bringing inner peace and the realization of your deeper nature. In that case, you're trying to go beyond all the thoughts, happy, sad, the gloomy, this and that. You're going beyond all of those troubling thoughts, thousand thoughts a day. You're trying to calm the mind, grounding all the thoughts, removing that small voice inside your head. You calm it down. So the examples are, let's say a person regularly practicing mindful meditation may gradually notice that their reactions to stressful events become less intense. So in that case, you're no longer acting on your impulse. You start acting on the true reason, really becoming more reasonable, instead of just being impulsive. Instead of just reacting on everything, you become the actor. So we say every action has an equal and opposite reaction. What goes around comes around. You're going to reap whatever you sow. In that case, it's just the same concept. Instead of reacting on every action, you become the actor. Or not throwing a stone at every dog which bark, just ignoring, just let go. You become less intense in that case. So they begin to observe the fleeting, or in this case, can be like the wandering nature of thoughts and emotions. You start wondering, like the emotions, happy, sad, the thoughts, this and thing. You start just observing them, the wandering nature of the thoughts and the emotions, ignoring them as well. You think this is not me, this is not the true I, this is just the false I, leading to a deep understanding of their true, unchangeable self. When you understand that, you'll go into discover your true and unchangeable self. You really you, the real I am. So in this case, we're going to look at the second one. Method of self-realization is like self-inquiry, Jnana Yoga, which is like the Indian side. So we have four major paths. In the case of yoga, we have four major paths. The first one is like the Jnana Yoga, which is all about self-inquiry. The second one, we have like Raja Yoga. I did a video on the book. I've got the book on the Raja Yoga. I did one of the videos on the spirituality. So this video will go on the same playlist. So you have to check the playlist in this video on the meditation or self-realization. The third one is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is like selfless service to others, like doing selfless services to others, doing things without asking for reward or benefit or profit. And the fourth one is a Bhakti Yoga. So we have Jnana Yoga, we have Raja Yoga, we have Karma Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. In the case of Bhakti Yoga, it's all about devotion. Imagine not having any education, but some people will even become gurus without having even going to school. They don't even know how to read, how to write. They become a guru or prophet. There's like the Bhakti Yoga, devotion, just devotion to God. You're detaching yourself from all the worldly things. You don't even know how to recite this. You don't even know how to read any book, whether it be Quran or the Bible or whatever, Torah. You don't even know how to read it. You don't even know how to write anything. You just devote yourself to God, and you can still achieve the oneness with cosmic consciousness. You can still become one they can go back to the source. So in the case of self-inquiry, the Jnana Yoga is like the self-inquiry, a method popularized by Ramana Maharshi, involve constantly asking the question, who am I? So keep asking yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who are you? Who am I? So by tracing the source of the I thoughts, individual can realize that the true self is not the body, it's not the mind or the ego, but pure consciousness. When you understand and trace the true source of the I, in the case of who am I, when you trace the I thought, you're going to realize yourself, you're going to realize that you're not the body, you're not the mind, you're not even the ego. In the case of the ego, just a small I or the false I. But you are pure consciousness, which is all cosmic or universal mind. So example, let's say someone engaging in self-inquiry may realize that their sense of identity based on the career, which can be like titles or social status, is temporary. So in this case, this insights allows them, when you understand that your titles or social status are all temporary, it will allow you to break free from the need for external validations and find contentment in their inner being. In this case of validations, like promotions at work, you want to be promoted, and that will you to promoted, you have to please the CEO, you have to please your manager, you have to please the executive community, you have to please them. Be the COOF, the COO, the COF, you have to please all the executive community, you have to please all of the members in case for you to be promoted. So in that case, you're seeking validation, external validations, and find contentment in the inner. You try to avoid validation and try to find contentment or happiness in your inner being. So the third method is living with presence. In this case, it's the same concept of a mindful meditation or mindfulness in daily life. To be present, you have to be still. In the case of married people, I think this is the best practice, living with presence. Even if you are married, you can still practice this while walking, while sitting, while eating, meditating while walking, watching every step which you make, while eating, the flavor of the food. You have to think about it. You have to enjoy yourself instead of being distracted with the phone, maybe the notification, the message, trying to reply someone, like maybe TikTok, maybe Facebook, maybe Instagram or X, Twitter. Trying to remove all of them really and try to be present in the moment. Whatever you're doing, you have to enjoy it. So in that case, you have to do whatever you love and love whatever you're doing. It's just like a part of a hobby. When you're free, then you enjoy your own time as well. So living with presence in the case of mindfulness in daily life. So practicing mindfulness throughout the day by being fully present in each moment is another path to self-realization. Is another path to self-realization. So when we stop identifying with past regrets or future worries, we tap into the timeless awareness that is our true self. When you stop identifying yourself with the past regrets or future worries, that's when you can start tapping into true self as well. Let's say a quick example. While performing mundane tasks like washing, in the case of a mother, wife, washing dishes or walking, an individual can practice mindfulness by fully engaging with the present moment. So this is why I said it is good for married people. It doesn't matter if you're married, if you're a wife or mother or things like that. You can still doing this while doing your small task or household task. You can still meditate so you have no complaint. You say, oh, I have no time to relax and no time to do this. You are feeling pressure. I don't have time to rest. You can still, whatever you're doing, really, you can meditate in whatever task you're doing. So there's no excuses. So some people think meditation, just sit down, just wasting time. There's actually another one, practical one as well. So in that case, over time, this simple practice leads to heightened, the case of heightened awareness, like going above, heightened awareness, increasing your awareness, and a gradually disidentification with the egoistic mind. You try to disidentify yourself with the egoistic mind or the false I am. So the fourth method is a karma yoga, which is like selfless service to others, doing things without seeking for a benefit or profit. Can you do it? Like a charity in that case. Imagine just doing charity in the community, you're not getting paid or anything. No one will even know whether we're present or not, because it's like a group of people coming together. No one is even taking the names or the list of the names. No one cares where you're coming from or how much have you done, just giving charity. No one even know your name. But nowadays, charity, you have to say your name. My name is this. Maybe I give this type of amount, and me and my wife or my family, so I donate 100 euros or $100. It's like people seeking validations, people seeking to be known, really, whenever they give even a small thing. Or maybe someone want to give a charity, like a phone recording, maybe post that on their social medias, TikTok, WhatsApp, or Facebook, Instagram. So in that case, there is no call of charity. It's like trying to deframe others, really trying to use others for your own gain. So getting some profit whenever someone likes, whenever you get maybe viewers on YouTube, and if it is monetized, you are the one who get all the profit. So karma yoga, selfless service, which is one of the major paths as well of yoga, which you say there. So engaging selfless service, which is karma yoga, helps dissolve or break the ego, and it promotes self-realization. So when actions are performed without attachment, in this case, you don't need any reward or any profit to the outcome, it reduces egocentric thinking and leads to spiritual growth. When you do something without any attachment, in the case of the attachment, you want a reward. So you love someone, you want them to reply back, I love you too. So in that case, you want some attachment, you want some reward, you want I love you to get a reply back, to get I love you back. But when you get rejected, you're feeling gloomy again, you're feeling sad. Oh, why she rejected me? Why you rejected me? Am I bad looking? Am I not handsome or beautiful? Or things like you start thinking, overthinking maybe. So that, like, say a quick example, let's say a person volunteering at a charity might perform their duties without seeking recognition or praise. In this case, you don't seek any recognition or any recognition, like being known or praised. There's the case of charity. The true charity does not seek to be recognized or praised. So this attitude of selflessness fosters a sense of oneness with others. You just become part of the community. You just blend in really with others without trying to stand out. So aiding in the realization of the interconnectedness of life. The fifth method and the last one, it will be the contemplation and the reflection. In the case of contemplation, it's all about like trying to examine yourself, or examining the different situations. So spending time reflecting on profound questions about life, purpose as well, like your life purpose and existence, can open door to self-realization. Reading spiritual texts as well, like I said, I've done the video on the Raja Yoga and some spiritual books like Cosmic Consciousness. I've done the video, so you have to check the playlist. I've shown all the videos as well, all the books in the video. So I'll put the same video in that playlist. So this video is going to be long, so you have to bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, because this is my favorite topic on the self-realization. So when you read, like reading spiritual textbooks and contemplation, reflecting, really contemplating their deeper meaning, helps shift awareness beyond the superficial self. In the case of superficial self, it's like trying to move away from the false I am. When you read spiritual books as well, they'll try to awaken you, the real you, try to find yourself as well. So in that case, instead of being lost, when you read the textbook, the people have been there before you, the people have realized themselves, you will know really, maybe I'm taking a wrong path, I have to take this path. Maybe there's a shortcut as well, which you try to avoid, you taking the long path. So a quick example of that, let's say reflecting on teachings like you are not the body, you are the witness of the body. In the case of witness, you are the observer. You are not this physical body, you are not a sack of blood, you are not a sack of bones, you are not a sack of flesh. You are the observer. You are the one who's observing. Imagine when you're sleeping, who's the one who's dreaming? The body just sitting there sleeping, which means you are half dead or you are dead. And when you wake up, it's like the soul coming back again to the body. It's time to wake up, or this morning, wake up. Or what happens if you go to sleep during the day? So who's dreaming that time? Maybe you're dreaming you are flying, you are swimming, you are having fun with friends, or maybe you're falling, terrified and things like that, or crying. When you wake up, maybe you find the tears, you're actually crying, but the body just resting there. But if you are the body, you are just sitting here, the body just lying on the bed. Who was the one having fun? Who was the one running, maybe being chased? So you are not the body just there really to have the body is like the tree, this soul is like the tree inside the seed. So the seed is only carrying the tree inside, whatever plant is inside, like the soul. The body also is like the container, the vessel, but the soul is actually inside. The golden part is just like the base, turning the base and gold, the lead and gold. So ladies and gentlemen, after that I'm going to the quick example. Let's say contemplation and reflection. You don't want to identify yourself with the superficial self, the false I am. Let's say a quick example of that as well, like reflecting on teachings like you are not the body, you are not this, you are not sack of blood, you are not sack. So I've said all of that. So let's say like which is you are not the body, you are the witness or the observer of the body, which came from the Bhagavad Gita. Can help an individual realize the impermanence of their physical existence, leading to deeper connection with their true self or spiritual self, which is all about yourself really. So what can we say, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion? I know this video is so long, we're already like 50 minutes plus. In this case, we've seen like a detachment. Self-realization is all about detachment really, trying to go beyond the ego, beyond the false I am, the false I, trying to become one with the cosmic consciousness, trying to find the inner peace as well inside the heart, inside the mind. In that case, you're trying to find the communication between the heart and the mind and trying to connect them together. Instead of your mind thinking about one thing, the heart also thinking another thing. So they say the heart, as it reasons that the head cannot understand or can never understand. In this case, we want to find the connection or interconnection or correlation between the heart and the mind and make them have a good communication. That's all about self-realization. You want to go beyond the emotions, the physical, the mental, which are thoughts and emotions, the heart and the mind. You will stop it and find yourself with those 1,000 thoughts. I said even your thoughts are not yours until when you start pondering upon them. In that case, that is like trying to focus on the mental side. But when we want to find the true self-realization, we have to go beyond the emotions, beyond the thoughts, and beyond the corporeal body itself, the body, the physical body. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, we want to become one with the universal consciousness or cosmic consciousness. We want to find as well, trying to improve our relationships with others, becoming thoughtful of others, compassion, doing whatever good we want to be done to us. We have to reflect that to others as well. That's all about spirituality, the true nature of spirituality. So what can we say, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, in summary or in conclusion, so self-realization is a journey of discovering your true nature beyond the mind or thought and ego. In the case of mind, is thought, like trying to not to identify yourself with the false I am, trying to find your true self, going beyond the ego as well. You think you are strong now, just the physical. You go to the gym, become maybe six-pack, being strong. But once you stop, all the six-pack disappear again. So you have to keep constantly going there. In the case of mind as well, you can feel maybe meditation. You cannot even find peace even when you close your eyes. So it's like you're trying to mastering yourself. Mastering the body, the physical self, including the mind. This mind is inside the physical body. So in this case, this mind is on the physical level. In the case of universal consciousness or universal mind, is becoming one with the cosmic, one with the divine one. So in this case, this is like the mind on the physical level, but we have like the universal mind, which is bigger than this one inside your head. So resulting like in profound inner peace, clarity as well, thinking straight, and freedom. The case of freedom really is one can get only freedom, true eternal peace, when you connect the mind and the heart, when there's a good communication between them. So trying to remove all the misunderstanding between the mind and the heart, thoughts and emotions. So true practices like meditation, self-inquiry, keep asking yourself, who am I? Going beyond the physical, going deep inside, trying to find that calmness, removing that small voice inside your head, or all the thoughts, troubling thoughts inside your head, wandering, fleeting thoughts inside your head, or emotions, going beyond all of that, trying to find who am I really? What is the beating inside your heart? When the beating stops, you are over. So self-inquiry, mindfulness, and selfless service, which is like the Karma Yoga, you can experience a shift in consciousness that brings deep spiritual fulfillment. So in the case of consciousness, it's all about your mind, really, reasoning side. So the benefits of self-realization extend beyond the individual, fostering better relationships. In this case, you're not only putting yourself first, you want to put others as well. The case of contemplation, the case of improving realizations, or improving yourself really. Putting your empathy, putting yourself in the shoes of others, understandings, having deep understanding really, compassions for others as well, and a greater sense of unity with the world. In the case of unity with the world, which means you're going beyond the concept of space and time, which means you're going beyond your own physical body, emotions, the heart, thoughts, your mind, beyond this small world itself. How many planets do we have? Some say 7, some people say 9, some people 8, because Pluto is still debatable. So you're going beyond all of that, exploring maybe beyond the sun itself, beyond our small galaxy, the Milky Way. How many galaxies do we have in this universe? Billions of galaxies, going beyond all of that. So since we have billions and billions of people in the world, I think there must be a creator. That's what people are still debating. No one knows for it. So it's just facts. That's why I started. Self-realization is the highest knowledge that one can ever seek in life. The rest are simply facts. can say billions or thousands of billions of galaxies, but no one is certain, no one has seen them. There's all about certainty, but self-realization, once you find yourself, you will be certain, this is me. You will go beyond duality, good and evil, beyond morality, beyond religions. There's all about spirituality. So it's like going beyond the individual, fostering better relationships, compassion for others, and a greater sense of unity with the world, sense of unity, removing duality, becoming one with the cosmic consciousness, one with the Creator. So by living from a place of true self-awareness, you can only find this personal liberation, but also contribute positively to the collective well-being of society. In the case of collectively, it's like collectivism really. Instead of being selfishness or selfish, like the concept of capitalism, you're going beyond yourself, the individual, and becoming one with the universe, one with the world, one with others. Understanding that all the souls come from one source. All the souls have one roots, or come from one main root. The tree have thousands of roots, but there's always one main root on every tree. So the main root is like God, the divine one, and the smaller roots are like us. We are part of Him, not Him being part of us. But we come in different sizes. You can be tall, you can be short, you can be fat, you can be thin, slim, you can be smart and things like that. But once you don't know yourself, all of those are just useless. The same I said in the case of a lion. Why is the lion the king of the jungle? Even though the lion does not live in the jungle, we say the tiger lives in the jungle. But as already the famous saying, has become a fact because many people believe it. But does that mean every fact is also true? Can be debatable. So in the case of a lion, he's the king because of his mentality, because of the attitude. So whenever the lion sees the elephant, he says, "That's my lunch." Whenever the elephant sees the lion, or the giraffe sees the lion, they say, "Oh, there's a lion, there's my eater, so I have to run away." All of them are animals, but one of them is the king. Why? One of them have a family, their sense of community, sense of unity, sense of strength, of kingdomship, really. So it's all about the attitude. So I said the lion is not the smartest animal. We have like a fox, the snakes are all smart, associated with snake is associated with wisdom. We have like the giraffe, we have is like the tallest animal. We have like hippopotamus as the fattest, or the elephant as the fattest. We have many things really. The cheetah can be like the fastest animal, but the lion is neither fastest, is neither the tallest, neither the smartest, but he's still the king. What makes him the king? That's what you have to find. So once you find yourself as well, that's when you'll understand that every head deserves to wear a crown. Yourself, you deserve to be a king in your own right without even knowing it. You actually debasing yourself, like lowering yourself in seeking validations, social validation from others. You have to keep working for others while they are the CEO. You have to try to please them so you get promoted at work. And at what price for you to get promoted? You still have to use rhetoric and things like that, pleasing words, or to be nice, to do this, sacrificing yourself for others. That's the thing, because you don't even know your self-worth, you don't have the self-love. In the case of self-love, it's not like trying to neglect others or trying to put yourself centric or in the center. You become like you think like the world is revolving around you. Like for people used to think like the sun or the earth, the sun is revolving around the world instead of the world, the planets revolving around the sun, and the sun being in the center. So because we used to live, because people are like centric, they used to think like the earth used to be in the center and all the planets and the sun used to go around it, which means we used to be like, in that case, we're like a narcissist, really, loving ourselves beyond. So that was like a fact. The sun used to go around the earth. That was like a fact. People used to believe that. But now the fact has been changed. We say no, all the planets, including the earth, all of them are actually rotating, revolving around the sun. So the fact has been changed. But what happened to the people who died in that time, before the Renaissance? Or beyond that, when people were still ignorant? So all of them believed that the sun was the center. So in that case, you have to go beyond all the factual information. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean because many people have said it, have believed it. It doesn't mean that it is true. You have to find the truth yourself. in the first thing, you have to find yourself first, going beyond the physical body, the mental, and reaching the physical body. So as usual, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to go to my playlist and find all my videos on the self-realization. If you are focused on the business as well, I've got a business plan for beginners, investors for beginners, business plan workbook, and the videos and on the financial as well. So as usual, don't like to subscribe, like, comment, and keep sharing the videos to reach more people if you find it helpful. So as usual, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great day. Ciao.